Horns up, and I can't believe it's the last episode of Thai Food Month, guys. Hey folks, it's the final episode of Thai Food Month here on Headbanger's Kitchen, and what an amazing month it's been. I hope that you guys have enjoyed all the recipes, and if you missed any of the recipes, you can click here on the I button and watch my Keto Thai food playlist, which has all the recipes in one place. So, what are we going to be cooking up today? We're making Khao pad, which is a Thai fried rice, and we're going to be making it with some pork. So it's a Khao pad mu. And if you make it with prawns, it's Khao pad gung. And if you make it with chicken, it's Khao pad gai. So basically, you can make this with any protein that you like, and that's enough jibber jabber from me. Let's get cooking. And of course, ladies and gentlemen, when we say rice on keto, we mean cauliflower. So for this recipe, I'm going to be using some pork loin, and I'm using about 250 grams. Now when you buy an entire pork loin, you will see some silver skin on it. You want to remove this with your knife. It takes a little bit of skill to get it out properly without getting out too much meat. It's not the easiest job, but hey, practice makes perfect. So anyway, I did my bit of butchery. Not the best job, but it will do. And then I cut the pork into nice thin slices. Once that's done, I'm going to marinate the pork with a little bit of fish sauce, some soya sauce, and some white pepper. And this is because there's nothing worse than tasteless meat in a fried rice. Anyway, give it all a good mix and set it aside. Now normally in this recipe you will use Thai broccoli, which I don't have access to, so I'm using pok choy. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to separate the leaves and the stems, and I'm going to roughly chop up the leaves, and I'm also going to chop up the stems and use both parts of it in the fried rice. Now I'm just going to take some washed and cleaned cauliflower florets and rice it using the grater attachment in my food processor. Now of course, if you don't have a food processor, you can grate it by hand, and I believe these days in supermarkets you can find pre-riced cauliflower, so do whatever works for you. Anyway, once that's riced, I'm going to put it all into a bowl, and I'm going to season it with a wee bit of salt, because you need to season everything. And then I'm going to put that in the microwave for about 10 minutes to cook. And after about 10 minutes, that's pretty much ready. Just give it all a good mix so that salt is sort of well mixed around. And that's it, our cauliflower rice is ready for using. Now before we get to making the fried rice, we're going to make a condiment called prik nam pla, which is an essential condiment to serve with Thai style fried rice. And it's very simple. I'm just going to put some fish sauce into a bowl. I'm going to chop up some Thai red chilies. And obviously I haven't learned my lesson. I'm still not wearing gloves while chopping them up, but I'm using the knife, I'm holding on to the stems, and then of course I very smartly use a spoon, scoop them up and put them into the fish sauce. And then I squeeze in some fresh lime juice and give it all a good mix. And our prik nam pla is ready. Now to make the fried rice, I'm going to get my wok on the stove, and I'm going to heat up some pork fat, because it's going to give it a lovely porky flavor. You can also use coconut oil, you can use some duck fat, you can use some chicken fat, whatever you like. And then in go the pok choy stems, and we're just going to fry those. This is going to soften them up, and they're going to add a lovely little texture to our fried rice. So keep cooking it till it's nice and tender, and then I'm going to throw in some minced garlic. Now normally you would use chopped garlic in a fried rice, but I was very lazy, so I just minced it. I found it to be a much easier thing to do. Anyway, you want to fry this garlic till it's nice and golden brown. And when you're frying garlic like this on a high heat, you really have to keep an eye out, because it can go from brown to black in no time. And there's nothing worse than that bitter garlic taste when it's burnt. Anyway, keep cooking it, and once that garlic has turned nice and golden brown, it's time to add in our pork, and I'm also adding in some oyster mushrooms. The reason being, oyster mushrooms are like meat. They don't release a lot of water and they caramelize, and you want to get some color on it. So anyway, give it all a good mix. Make sure it's on a high heat, and you want to keep moving things around. You want to cook out that pork, and yeah man, just cook it. Just cook it. Could we make a song out of this? I don't know. And hopefully because we marinated and seasoned that pork, it's going to be delicious. And then in goes our cooked cauliflower rice. And of course, give everything a good mix. Make sure the cauliflower rice, the mushrooms, the pork, it's all mixed well. Now it's time to season this fried rice, and I'm going to season it with some soya sauce and some fish sauce. And of course, give it all a good mix. Anyway, the next thing I'm going to add in is some chopped red onion and the leaves of the pak choi. And then of course give it all a good mix. Now if you want to lower the carbs on this dish, definitely leave out that onion. I don't really care too much about carbs coming from vegetables, so I'm happy to put them in. So give it all a good mix and keep cooking that. The pak choi leaves will start to wilt down, and you will it will wilt down basically. I don't know what I'm saying. It'll just wilt down. And then suddenly I realized that I had forgotten to add in my egg earlier. You can't have a fried rice without egg. So I quickly got another pan on the stove. I threw in some of that pork fat. I cracked open 2 eggs into that. I seasoned the eggs with salt because you need to season everything. And then, well, I just fried up those eggs in that pan, gave it all a good whisk right then and there, and my egg was ready. And then I transferred that to the fried rice wok, all on the same stove. Anyway, I managed to get the egg in, gave it all a good mix, and then I threw in a chopped spring onion to finish it off and a drizzle of sesame oil. Oh yeah, that gives you some banging flavor. And I'm just going to throw in some white pepper as well, just for a little extra flavor. Anyway, give it all a final good mix, and that's it, ladies and gentlemen. Our fried rice is ready. And oh yeah, that looks really good. You serve it up with that delicious sauce, and well, it's time to taste. Alright folks, so it's time to taste our Khao Pad Moo, the fried rice, and traditionally it is served with a lemon wedge which you squeeze over it, and of course that Thai dipping sauce that, let me tell you, I tasted a wee bit. It is hot, so normally people put the chilies as well on the rice. I won't be doing that. I'll first taste it without any of the condiments, and then I will taste it with the condiments. So let me just dig in. I love fried rice. Even if it's with cauliflower. I shouldn't talk with my mouth full. I love fried rice. And this is yummy. Yeah, it's yummy. It's just yummy. That pork is delicious and tender, and the cauliflower doesn't really taste like cauliflower. And you get that pak choi, and you get some of that soy sauce taste, and the egg. I cannot believe I almost forgot the egg. Anyway, let me squeeze a bit of the lime on it and put a few drops, a wee bit of the, like a wee bit, 1-2 drops, because it is quite spicy. And let's dig in. Yep, definitely adds that spice kick. It's actually really nice, but just you need a few drops. I don't really need the lime because this is actually, the condiment is quite sour, and in fact you could probably add some stevia to sweeten it up. But I'll give you all these tips and tricks and more on the blog post, which you can find on headbangerskitchen.com, where you will also find the written recipe and macros. And the link is in the video description box just below this video. So I will see you on the next episode. I'm going to go and eat this now. Cheers and keep cooking. This is too good. So good. By the way, if you enjoyed this video, give it the thumbs up, subscribe to Headbanger's Kitchen, and check out one of our other fried rice videos. So good.